Welcome to Seattle Maritime Matters. Hi, I'm Ken Saunderson with the Seattle Propeller Club, and today I'm joined by Veronica Wade, who's the Dean of the Maritime Welding Program at South Seattle College, and Ken Johnson from Vigor to talk about their Classroom-In-A-Shipyard program. Thanks for joining us today. Let's start with you, Veronica. Why was this program created?
Really a need in thinking about how to respond to the very large and critical maritime and industrial manufacturing industry and sector in our Puget Sound region. And it really was an opportunity to have a very dedicated employer, a key partner in marine manufacturing and ship repair, and the colleges band together and figure out how we could get our local students and individuals in the community into living wage career jobs.
And talk a bit more about that partnership with Vigor. That's really worked out well.
Yes, so it's really a public-private partnership where we kind of took the best of both of our expertise and banded together for our community. So we actually run a college in the shipyard, and so we built. Vigor helped us build actually a training center on site on their shipyard. So students are actually going to the shipyard every day when they're thinking about going to school. We helped with the curriculum development, and Vigor then assisted with just the facility and the location. We had the pipe fitters donate welding equipment. We had the state assist with some special appropriation money to launch this partnership. And we also had our local Workforce Development Council and other community-based organizations that wrapped around to provide tuition supports and supports for students to actually access the program.
Oh, that's so cool. Hey, Ken, as a senior instructor there, tell us a bit more about the curriculum. What do the students get there and when do they get there and they learn?
Well, when we started the welding program, I went around to all the shipbuilders or shipyards in our Puget Sound region and wanted to find out what their requirements were for people coming into their shipyard. So it was a pretty good thing to do. By putting that curriculum together, we decided that we would go with the flux cord arc welding process as the primary process that we teach all the students, because the shipbuilding industry, it's 70% used in production welding for all new construction and commercial ship repairs. So that is what gets a lot of students in the door. With that, we've come up with other things with blueprint reading. We've do other training like man lift training. We do forklift training. Each one of the students has to take a math class to be in the class as well with the blueprints, and we go through the non-destructive testing, and we've added the other process for SMAW, the stick electrode process, because a lot of shipyards have a lot of attachment welds, could be foundations, wireways, that type of thing. Maybe they need to weld a pad eye on a vessel. So once they get their certifications, that's part of their resume that they're building, and it's really good to have those attributes there because that's what the community's looking for. But we take it a little further. We build mock-up assemblies like what would be for shipbuilding. Possibly they might do a web frame and they might weld some watertight collars and weld the gussets and learn how to weld stiffeners. So with that, we've added also the shipbuilding nomenclature that goes along with it. And then we can take that into the shipyard, and we do walkthroughs on board sometimes the vessels in the shipyard. And what really helps our program is to have, the partnership with Vigor and have some of the Vigor supervisors come in and talk about what their expectations are for production welding on board vessels. So, having a shipyard in our backyard, that's the best thing that could ever happen for our training facility.
And the best part, it sounds like you can go from classroom to shipyard in about 6 months of the program, correct?
It is a total of 6 months. It's 5 days a week. We start at 8 o'clock and we wrap it up around 2 o'clock. And we look at it as, it's kind of like a 6-month interview. They have a schedule they have to work with. They have to be there every day. Everybody's got to have a good attitude, safe working workmanship and be able to follow good directions. And that's kind of what the community wants. Somebody that can show up every day and have, skills to maintain the requirements needed to repair these vessels in the Puget Sound region.
And it's a really cool, I think, that you're able to start right away and with great starting pay and benefits, correct?
Yeah, everybody that usually gets hired on to employers, they've got 6 months of training, but still when they get employed, the training starts there too. So each shipyard has their customized way of doing things, and they, will train the students a little further for what they need as well. It's a very good wage structure in the Puget Sound region. I think, a first year welder can get into a shipyard looking at about $26 to $28 an hour starting out. So that's pretty good money to learn a trade and be able to go to work and advance your skills.
And I know you're both working hard to promote the program and make it more available toward women and communities of color. Talk about that effort and that opportunity for everybody in our region.
Yeah, I think in general, the community college structure is really to help provide better access to education and career pathways. And this program is certainly no different. I think the fact that it's 6 months into a really strong career wage is a big seller for this as well. We really rely and focus on our community-based partnerships and organizations to help us with the marketing, right? Because they are seeing the individuals that we are trying to draw into this program on a regular basis as well in the work that they're doing. So a lot of our partnerships and coalitions and alliances are with other organizations that are focused on those mutual individuals that we're trying to get into the program. It also includes the fact that we do have a lot of ways to help fund student tuition and other wraparound supports. So understanding that oftentimes, for people to focus on education, they need to have other things in their life very stable. And so we are looking at those other resources as critical pieces to ensure their success in the educational pathway and program that we have to offer.
And one of the neat opportunities is the fact that Seattle students can have their entire tuition paid for by the Seattle Promise program, right?
Absolutely. So that is a really fantastic, probably underutilized and maybe not as well-known thing right now with the Seattle Public School graduates and being able to get 2 years of free college tuition at one of the Seattle colleges. So for sure, that's something that we want to continue to help promote. And like I said, and like we've all said, right, it's incredible wage structure in a 6-month period for people that are thinking about other ways to kind of get into the workforce and want to work with their hands and want to do some pretty incredible things for our maritime community.
And the future is really bright for people that are looking for a maritime career. Ken, I know you're very passionate about the future of the maritime industry. Tell me about why you're excited about the future.
Well, the future with the maritime industry is that the vessels are working with newer types of materials. So we got to learn that newer technology as well. Ships, they want to make them lighter and they want to make them bigger. And everything with that is evolved around welding. And getting these people the welding experience, to get a job, they can further their career with additional training and learn these other processes to, be able to do different types of work on these newer vessels. I think that, the bigger the vessels are coming into the Puget Sound region, the repair and maintenance on those vessels is going to require more people in the workforce to do these jobs. So I think it's good to always look towards the future with new type of naval architecture, new construction, bigger vessels, and also the commercial ship repair as well.